But now we'll be moving on to our final topic for today, a topic that's been the talking point all around the world, social inequality. This topic is the 10 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, from stereotypes of different cultures to countries not getting human rights. It's my great pleasure to now invite Elisha Fernando, our speaker.
Did you know that the world's top 1% have more than twice as much wealth as 6.9 billion people combined, while more than half of humanity lives on less than $5.5 a day? Did you know that 258 million children, 1 out of 5, are not even allowed, yet alone able to afford the ability to attend school? Did you know that men own 50% more of the world's wealth than women, with the 22 richest men having more money than all the women in Africa combined? The facts I just mentioned are unfortunately a very minor portion of the inequality that's populated our world today. From the families in Africa and South America who work from dawn till dusk, only to be able to provide their kids with the exact same future, to the immigrants who tirelessly attempt to escape the crime and war in their countries, only to be severely discriminated and humiliated in their areas of residency, to even the simple racism and sexism that I've experienced as a Sri Lankan female in today's society. The imbalance of opportunity and treatment is an epidemic that's infected our world on a far larger scale and for much longer than COVID-19. However, the world isn't paying enough attention nor taking enough action to address this issue. And majority who've tried to speak up about it have been silenced by the arrogant attitudes that today's society entails. I once gave a speech about racial stereotypes to a group of students and felt so empowered and influential after that experience, only to find that they not only made fun of my speech afterwards, but mocked my entire race and the stereotypes that follow along with it. This was very disappointing for me because my speech was me doing what I can to help reduce the racial inequality gap and rid off the many stigmas that society holds. In that moment, to me, it felt like you just can't win, because if you stay silent, they mock you. However, if you speak up, they still mock you. While that is a more dramatic example, sometimes even simply entering a room and not having people speak to you, knowing it's because you're different, is a very draining thought that millions of people around the world go through every single day. However, there was only so much sulking and pitying myself that I could go through before I accepted that the world doesn't have anything against me, but instead has everything against each other. Whether it be the violence inflicted against Asian Americans in America, or the overworked, underpaid, and exploited sweatshop laborers in Bangladesh and our similar third world countries, or the police brutality consuming the citizens of Myanmar. Whether it be Daunte Wright's murder for being an ethnic minority, or Sarah Everard's torture and murder for being a female, or the murder that the wealthy enforce on less developed countries by manipulating them and eating up all their resources. What is it that needs to be done? Who is it that needs to be taught? And where is it that the first step needs to take place? Well, in my opinion, it's the younger generation, our generation, who needs to speak up, take action, and be the voice that enforces a change towards our future. And that begins with education, enlightenment, and awareness. When the world tells us that we are the future, let's ensure we hold them accountable to their words. Let's use our voices, actions, and at times even our silence to pass on strong and powerful messages. Messages that the so-called adults, societies, and powers be cannot ignore. For me, this speech, this discussion, this platform, this opportunity is a step towards educating people. The recent increase in Instagram posts about various events and issues around the world being shared on people's stories is a step towards creating awareness. Involvement with your community and global counterparts, watching the news, and reaching out to individuals is a step towards enlightening others. And with that, I encourage you and I welcome you. If you feel like you're up for it, then it's important that your activism and opinions aren't subdued, and you do things in real life to help address this dramatic inequality gap. There's something big or small that each and every single one of you can do to help society, be it children, women, ethnic minorities, or anyone marginalized. Be the change that you want to see. Thank you.